We're live.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you guys out there. It must be Thursday because here we are playing between two rivers. And what a week it's been for your humble dungeon master, braving Nurgle's curse and the like. So I do believe that we are going to be in for a bit of a treat today as I've prepared an actual dungeon. So that's a kind of second for the campaign, maybe? Yeah, the third.
Damn, that's insane.
Third, yes. Anyway, it's in the name of the game, so we'll see. But I got inspired. But, we are down a player this week, though. TK is out, and it's appropriate because I do believe Icky was not with the rest of the party, having mounted up on a giant lizard while the rest of the group zipped away on a skiff through the ruins of the ghoulish city. But before we get into all of that, let's talk to our players and see how everybody's doing and how their week's been. Grant, how's it going, man?
Hey everyone, my week has been going phenomenally. I have been enjoying a variety of games. I enjoyed guesting with Jim last night on the Late Night Soup Society where we talked about high-level D&D. And I'm excited to delve this dungeon. And now that I know it's a dungeon, if I knew I could get away with it and not have Lindy kill me for backing out, like, I would not go in because dungeons are dangerous. But I have no choice. Lindy will kill me if I don't go in. So
That's, yeah, well, yeah. So, I mean, you value your life, and I appreciate that. It's one of the qualities I like about you. So, Lindy, how are you doing?
I'm doing spiffy, and the reason Grant knows I'd kill him is because he asked me before the stream, and I was like, what do you think? So he knows the answer. But I'm doing great. Had a very productive day, feeling good. Myrrh's stressed. Got to get back into that stressed mindset. So I'll take the next couple minutes being like, ugh.
You just like to build up that stress. Listen, like, what do you do every week? Well, one of the things that I do is I get together and get really stressed out with people online. So I'm glad that it's at least an enjoyable experience.
Yeah. Had a relaxing day, time for stress, right?
Right. And of course, DK can join us. Wherever they are, our heart goes out to them, and we will miss them. And Anna, how has your week been?
Hi, it's been great. Also, Jim has something to show you guys because I want to get everybody into small hands.
Yeah.
Amazon, $6.
Small hands, guys.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't have long sleeves today, so I can't meme up the quality.
Yeah.
But it's there. But I'm doing great. Thank you for asking, Jim. And you all look lovely. And I just want to say that Grant is glowing today.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. And yeah, especially Josh. On point.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, my name is Anna. I play Ellie, the wholesome barbarian with not so small hands. But that's it. Get small hands, everybody.
Hashtag not sponsored. Not yet.
Not yet. But small hand people, if you guys want to sponsor me,
I already have small
check
hands.
my Twitter. I'm posting so many awesome quality small hands photos.
We can do a whole thing with like this. You get them in the wasteland, right? Where else are you?
Yeah.
With a small hand.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim, you guys should totally do or use your small hands for your videos on YouTube, like for the intro.
Oh yes.
Be like, hey, bro, you know what we're gonna talk about today? D&D, and like high five, freeze frame, jump with small hands. You're welcome.
I love
Welcome
it.
through it.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. That's yes. Next batch. Absolutely. I love small hands. And Josh, I love your message. You're eating some MF fried chicken or fried steak. I'm glad for you. How are you doing otherwise? Yeah.
Oh, I'm pretty good. Real busy with a new job, so haven't really done much of anything actually. Well, that's not true. I've made like 4 characters and been working on other stuff, but I'm always like building RPG stuff that I'm never going to use. So yeah, doing good.
Yes, the lonely fun of the hobby is actual fun. It's fun, right?
Oh yeah.
But there you go. Well, I'm glad you're staying busy and everything, and glad that we are here to play. Before we get started, let's talk about our actual sponsor, Tabletop Loot. And like I said, every week, new stuff. Maybe not every week for them. Every week we tell you guys. Slow your roll. All the cool things that they have, dice jails and other accessories. And the next time you feel yourself with just a hole in your heart, and you're like, the only thing that is going to fill it is some retail therapy, head their way first. Get yourself some dice. Get your group some dice.
Absolutely.
There you go. And have it on us. WebDM15 is the discount code. Check it out and tell them we sent you. Last week on Land Between Two Rivers, you guys introduced yourselves to the court of Tengrith the Satiated, a demon prince in a unique position of needing to maintain a certain status quo throughout his city. And as you left an audience with them and made your way towards sort of a semi-sanctuary within the ruined neighborhoods and blocks of the city, you were assaulted by abominations of shadow sent by an unknown foe, and using some sort of nega magic of summoning a sphere of darkness and then teleporting away, but not quite teleporting. They kidnapped the Kroithoik Axe Dreamer, whisking him away using short jaunts through the shadow plane, and stopped at a massive ruined bathhouse. You're sort of across an open expanse that looks like maybe at one point would have been grassy or something, maybe paved. It's just a rubble-strewn, dusty lot in front of this gigantic marble, cracked and faded. The facade is split in places. But it is still colossal and still seems to have some stability to it that the other buildings around here have lacked. And that's where you found yourselves using the tracking spell. I do have one thing I'd like to do. And that was Myrrh's Chronal Duplicate was around for a while. Yeah, I mean, it lasts for a little bit.
That's for a minute, yeah.
And so it would have disappeared on the way here, but not before your future self whispers something to your present self. Let me make sure I've got the right thing. So this would be like, as you guys are like zipping across the rubble, trying to track where the spell is leading you. Right before future Myrrh disappears, she delivers this message, and it is to the imp can't be trusted. It has something of yours currently, an offer from the Fellowship. I don't know when it will act, but if you were wise, you would act soon.
Okay. Good to know.
And that is when future Myrrh, the spell unravels, and she's sort of like sent back to whatever time splinter she's from. So then there's a little flashback. We find ourselves in front of the bathhouse.
Gildan drapes himself in his towel.
Are there naked people here?
Yeah, Gildan is undressing. He doesn't want to disturb. No, he's...
Y'all are about a football field's length away from it, so quite a distance. You get closer. There's nothing between you and it. It looks as though there are like statues and things out front.
Are they naked?
Some of them are, yeah. But from this distance, it's kind of difficult to make out details. But it doesn't look like there's anything moving around the entrance of it. It looks pretty ruined and desolate.
Okay, Ellie's never been to a bathhouse, so she has no idea what this is. Why is that statue showing stuff. Is that a carrot?
Mm-hmm. That's a carrot.
She like kind of giggles to herself, and then she's just like looks away. There's not naked people don't live here, right? Should we go in?
Ellie, there's naked people everywhere. They just happen to be wearing clothes over their nakedness.
This is true.
Yes.
We're all naked under our clothes.
I just kind of like gives that look to Gildan. Well, obviously everybody's naked, but I don't want to be naked, you know?
Don't worry about it. You don't have to be.
It's optional.
What?
For most of you.
Gosh. We're
People have to
gonna
pay me
draw
good
the
money
line
to-
there before Josh and Grant start LARPing. It's like, no, quick, let's just send us in. We're very comfortable in our skin.
I require a down payment before I get naked.
I mean, yeah, probably.
So I have a couple questions then. From Nizen, you had a telepathic bond going a while earlier, and it hasn't been that much longer. Number one, was Axtremer part of that bond when it was created, and is it still going?
Gosh.
Like, I don't even know. I'm just looking up how long telepathic bond even lasts. I think it's like 8 hours, but
Yeah, it's a while.
Yeah. I know it's at least 8, but I'm might also be thinking it lasts much longer than that.
Let me see. It's on my spell list technically. Let me use the D&D Beyond.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to look it up for me.
Actually, it's only 1 hour. The heck?
So
Yeah.
I keep casting it.
I guess so. Yeah, I thought that would be more.
It's more like
Being 5th level.
a short-term bond. Okay.
Yeah.
I would too. Okay, so it's probably not still going then.
No, because that was in the courtroom when I started it.
Right.
Unless the one Memnon started still going.
Oh, that's true. Yes, Memnon
That's
would have had
true.
one going, and Memnon's is yeah. Okay, so Memnon has one going. Actually,
We were all like brain talking to each other right before.
Yeah.
that's sort of the thing that I think last time with all of my talking, it kind of like got lost. Is no one here talks. Like none of the mummies around here, everybody's around here was using telepathy. Even in like amongst the wastelanders, they were all using like piggybacking off the servitors. So you haven't really heard anyone talk since you got here, except
So you're saying the servitors were servers of a type, and people were just using them as a very nice.
in a sense, yeah. They formed a collective.
It's canon.
So Memnon would be, and he's with you as well. And he seems as ready for, to help as anybody else. So he's keeping it going. In that case, you can tell Ninizen and Memnon both that Axtremer is still a part of this collective, but you're not sure that he knows it.
Okay.
You can, it's either that. If you want to make me an Arcana check, I can reveal more information about it, or whatever your sort of I know things about this skill is.
Well, I don't really have one of
I'm not
those.
going to go into whether or not monks should have some bonus to intelligence or not.
Well, they
Or have
definitely
some
should.
abilities keyed off of it.
They 100% should.
I think at least a
We're going
subclass. Good. Come on.
I got a 13.
Could be a lot of things. It could be actively blocked. Path it just is not used to it.
I will tell him, path him. You know what? I'm just going to talk to him in his herd. I'm going to say, but Croythwick, where are you?
If distant, you hear him, some kind of steam room or something. It's hot in here. They got all these murals on the wall. I meant them.
Do you recognize this place at all? Think back to your past.
You can tell that he's like mentally focused elsewhere. And you're a natural telepath, and you know when someone else is like a part of a collective and talking to another, right? You're not, you could, if you wanted to, if you were like if you had some training in telepathy, you might be able to like push through that link. So you can tell he's talking to someone else, and his attention is sort of focused elsewhere at the moment. So y'all are still outside of this bathhouse. Y'all approaching or
cautiously?
I think Gildan is Gildan's gonna draw his warhammer, since he was leading the way, and he's gonna start observing the entrance to the bathhouse. It's gonna start peering, trying to see if he spots any movement, anything poking about.
Just anybody who wants to can make me a perception check to kind of spot.
Okay.
Myrrh's looking for movement in her traps. Ooh.
Okay.
Gildan rolled a natural 20. He for a total score, I think, of 23 in this situation.
Okay.
Perception would be a dirty 20.
Okay.
I got a nat 1. Ooh.
Oh.
It is nighttime, so it is
Yeah.
dark. That's okay. So yeah,
I can see in the dark.
You see these statues. That's what,
Oh God, no! I don't want to see anything. No.
Okay, so for Gildan, you can see that there is movement inside. So the front face of this, it's kind of like an arrangement of sort of rectangles that are kind of like put together, and there's a columned portico that looks like a rather large entrance. If there were doors on it, they're not there because it's a rather, it's just an open entrance. In fact, from where you are, Gildan, you can see straight into the courtyard of this bathhouse, like through a couple of rooms into it. And it's through that you kind of see movement inside of there. As for tracks, Myrrh finds all sorts of footprints, but ones that fresh ones that look like orcs, hobgoblins, goblins.
Oh, she was looking for traps.
Oh, traps. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
She don't want to get surprised by anything while it's going in here. So anything looks like, oh, these are arrow holes that is going to pop out of the wall and kill us. So she's looking for that.
Gotcha. Okay. So
she knows, like,
she knows, like, you might be here. There's a
scenery to surprise her.
This place seems surprisingly durable.
Okay.
For especially compared to the other buildings in the neighborhood. It's surrounded by rubble and really kind of like stands out as a intact structure around the rest of the block. It's clearly made of some different material, and while there's cracks in it and pieces of it have sort of fallen off the front facing of it, you're just sort of examination of the outside and kind of look around it. You don't see anything like that would indicate that it's like unstable. You don't see anything that looks like it would be like have mechanical traps or anything. This looks like a bathhouse of some kind of like some civilian structure.
Okay.
And then you guys got I assume you guys got a little closer in order to like really examine.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as Gildan picked up on movement and starts to see things, Gildan's going to start doing that thing that he does where he slows down and begins to Gildan sneak up to it. So my stealth, should I need to roll, is a 24 on the die.
Okay.
So I'm going to start Gildan crawling up to it. Not actually a crawl. He's little.
Is anybody accompanying Gildan?
Yeah, absolutely.
Myrtle stealth.
Okay. There's plenty of here. Okay.
30 on stealth. Real sneaky.
16 on stealth.
Zinman's over here like tripping over every rock. Good. How about Vernon is in?
I don't know if they're distracted or whatever, but I got a 9 in total. Rolled a 1.
Oof. So you guys are over there trying to make I guess maybe like you said you were trying to make contact with Axe Streamer. Maybe that's
Servitors are like, busy tone.
rocks in the dark. So yes, the three of you then managed to sneak up without really making any noise or anything like that. If there was something inside, you're pretty sure they would have heard both Dennison and Mimnon. Mimnon got like a 7. So
yeah, we're like talking. We're like, can you get in contact with him? I can't hear him.
Using our telepathy again? Shit, we've been here too long. Yeah, you guys are at the front of this portico that extends maybe about like 40 feet in before there's the opening to a rather large room. You can see like a plinth that has the feet of a statue, but the rest of it is on the floor in pieces.
Okay.
Beyond that, it looks like there's another room, and then that's through there is the courtyard. But there's all sorts of entrances off of this first central room here, both left, right, and straight ahead. It's from there that Gildan would have seen the movement. Scrawny figures, shadows of figures, not shadows you fought earlier.
Yeah, who has shadows?
Precise language in DMing is not, they have no correlation.
No, not at all.
This is one of those things. It's like, do I play and just burn all my spell slots, or do I not? I don't think I am. Gildan's going to start following the scurrying people. He wants to see where they're headed.
We'll follow Gildan, the super stealthies.
They were going to like the left of the entrance.
Yeah.
Okay. So really, unless I'm assuming you guys are like keeping at least in sight of each other.
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like Myrrh would just, God, Myrrh is, I bet, just so frustrating to play hide and seek with.
Yeah.
None of us have high enough perception to see each other. We just have to guess.
Classic D&D.
Guesstimate.
Right. Okay then. So if you want, you can sneak into sort of like into this first room through the portico.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How about Dennison then? Are you going to reattempt and try to sneak in, or are you going to attempt something else?
No, I think they would try to follow suit. Do you know if you failed a stealth check? Is that like a whatever? Trying to be philosophical about it. Yes, I'm going to try to follow them as quietly as I can. I mean, I've got a +8. I'm perfectly equipped for stealth. So if you were to take my roll, it would be a 21.
I love that phrase. If I was to take your role, thank you, Josh. I'll take it. Yeah. So here's what happens then. Mimnon is like realizes that he's this is
not quiet.
Yeah, not quiet. He finds himself a quiet corner and a hiding place, and you see him sort of like phase out, and it joins you as a spirit projection. Basically, and he's vulnerable but hidden, fairly well hidden where he's at, and he just floats alongside you as a soundless, noiseless ghost, and you're over. And so, without his distraction, then perhaps you get this 21, and the four of you are able to kind of like ghost inside. So. Inside of here, it's a really large room, about 50 feet square, and along both the walls to both your left, straight ahead, and right, there are entrances. There are no doors, so there are all these like arches and big open spaces. The whole place feels very open, and even though it's clearly like ruined and sort of like fallen, it's also very sort of has a calming and inviting sort of mood to it. This first room has scenes of sort of villages and farms. It looks like there's maybe a warrior or something, or a group of warriors who are fighting all sorts of goblins or other, traditional fantasy, low-level D&D type things. And it seems to be sort of a celebration of this saving some kind of town or something. It tells a story through these cracked and faded mosaics and frescoes along the wall. And of course, there's a statue in the middle of the room that is broken. What's y'all's passive perceptions?
Oh, passive.
And
Let's see, Jim. It is
10.
12.
12.
But my passive investigation, I will say, is 18.
Okay, all right.
So.
There is a tripwire ahead of you.
Okay.
It's a very sort of crude one, but hidden in the dust and rubble of the fallen debris.
Mine's 16, Jim.
16. Okay, in that case, between Myrrh and Ninizanin, you can tell that there is a group of someone's humanoids of some kind hiding amongst the rubble in the back of this room and the adjoining room to the left.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like, you can hear like little snippets of hushed whispers. They're trying to be quiet.
Does it seem like they're trying to wait until we trip the tripwire and then come out? Okay.
Yeah, seemingly, yeah.
Okay.
How far are they away?
This is about at least 50 feet away, right at the edge of your dark vision.
Okay. Can we see where the tripwire leads?
Sorry, it's just for
I got messages from Emma to tell you about that as well. I think you just read it. So can you?
Yes, I can. Yeah, that's fine. When do you want me to go?
Please now.
make it 5.
Yeah.
And we'll talk.
Yeah. Okay. I can go now. All right. So, you know how when you get the real nice potatoes, right? They kind of look like old shoes.
Yeah.
But like cartoon shoes, like Goofy or Mickey Mouse would have like in the 20s when it's black and white, but they're really lumpy and nice. You cover them with salt, right? And then after they've been in the oven, you first off, the secret to potatoes is you always leave them in a little longer than you think you should, so they get nice and creamy. Now, I like a twice baked potato, right? I like you take it out and you scoop it, and you mash it all up, and you put it back in with all the ingredients kind of mixed in with it. Maybe you like chives. They're all right. I don't mind them. They're okay. The cheese, bacon bits. I like bacon bits better.
That sounds really good.
Y'all like in yours?
Oh, definitely. Butter. Oh, you gotta have butter.
Butter and sour cream?
No sour cream.
No sour cream.
Sour cream.
I like pepper. Pepper and butter.
Yeah. Pepper and butter.
I'm down for all of that.
All of that, yeah.
Yes.
All of that. Sometimes, once in a blue moon, I have it's a sweet potato with just butter, but not very often. Not very often. That's what I would consider the perfect baked potato. I hope it was worth it. I'm hungry.
My spaghetti squash just doesn't seem as appetizing now. It's not potato.
I just want a starchy, cheesy potato.
Like extra cheese.
Just like strings of it coming out. Fluffy cloud of potatoes, raining strings of cheese and bacon bits.
We have a donation.
I love bacon bits.
There's a game to be made somewhere here.
How dare you?
Yes, I hope, chat, that it was worth it. Mouth-watering. Happy to.
Someone clip that.
Happy to help. Excuse me. But yes, you're in. So in the game,
we all want baked potatoes.
Right? Everybody suddenly craves baked potatoes. What's a potato? you can see that there are there's you can more you can hear them, right? You can hear that they're sort of whispering to themselves, and not even language. They're like signals, right? And you can see this tripwire as well, and it leads to this rather large open arch. You can see a fountain beyond it in the next room, and you can hear water as well. That's what it's leading to.
What's on the other side of the tripwire,
right.
as Ninizen had asked? Can we see what it's connected to, or is it just
it looks like it's connected to a pile of rubble that would fall on just a crash sort of over.
Okay.
It's a crude sort of trap. Hard. It's really.
Do I think I could easily disarm it as we kind of pass by?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Okay. All right. So let's see. In this one case, because this is more like requires more like a steady hand than intricate tool work. Can you give a sleight of hand instead of?
Oh, I can give you a sleight of hand check. I'm proficient in that, or half proficient at least. So that would be a 19.
Yeah, so you managed to break the wire while without triggering the trap. What's everybody else doing? Because this does take a minute or two.
I just know we have some people who can't see in the dark either on the way in or on the way out, and I don't want them to trip that. So,
well, shall we light the room up? Because here's the thing: Gildan is at disadvantage when sneaking, anyways. So maybe Gildan makes himself a light that they can see, and they sneak away from him. That's why that's the way we've done it in the past.
You create the shadows for us to lurk in. Yeah.
He has no shadow. No.
Well, just by the being the light.
There are lights in this place somewhere because you can see them coming from both straight ahead, the left, and the right. They're very dim. They create sort of these deep pools of shadow, but they're clearly magical because they're not flickering or anything. But you can see them somewhere in here, just not in the room you're in at the moment. If Gildan, you want to light yourself up and provide a distraction.
You sounded so confident when you said that, so I'm nervous. Yeah, Gildan's going to light himself up. He's gonna, this time he's gonna do a produce flame around himself as he usually does. This time, instead of being around his head, he's gonna Human Torch his whole body. He's got wing boots, so he's gonna fly too.
And he flies. He sort of flickers and flames. Yeah.
Yes. So he's just gonna. Yeah. In fact, I imagine it's even more ridiculous. Does Gildan still have his rhinoceros horn? But I forgot about that. His stupid
Did you get a
horn.
rhinoceros horn?
Yes, at one point. He grew it. So the tiny hand.
Yes, tiny hand. Tiny dice.
Yeah.
You're flickering fire. You've got your entire war outfit on.
Yeah, I was almost thinking that I was gonna have a dopey anglerfish angler that just kind of dangles a giant bobbly flame, and I'm just gonna try to lure people out with it, flick it around. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. All right. So Gildan goes forward, and as once you light yourself up and go, whoever or whatever it was that was hiding behind the rubble, actually runs and is trying to get away from Gildan, and they run deeper into that left room where the pool is.
Oh, was I able to see them? How far are they from me?
Yeah, they start running when they're about 30 feet away from you, or you're about 30 feet away from them, and they look like scrawny, half-starved wastelanders in rags.
Yeah, I'm thinking about hold personing on all of them. It's worked in times of war. Yeah.
How about Ellie and Denizen, real quick? Just what we're all doing is Gildan was advancing and everything.
We were kind of somewhat far-ish from Gildan, or were we pretty close?
I'd say at least 30 feet away from him because he's kind of lit up, and you'd want to make use of the shadows and things.
Yeah.
So you're close enough if you need to be, but not right next to him.
Okay. I think as soon as he or something starts running from him or around by closest to him, Ellie's probably gonna run and totally forget that she was stealthing and just go for it. Just like, there's something running.
Yeah, like chase after them?
Yeah.
Okay. And how about
I need my
medicine?
friend back.
Seeing all this go down, maybe they're going to send a telepathic message to this thing, if it even has a language. Try to distract it. Be like, hey, no, over here. Something like that.
Okay. You're trying to just sort of like to get it to just peek its head out, or
to pause if it started running, or
Run a different direction.
I see what you're doing. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're trying to momentarily distract it, so it's like kind of pause for a second. Then like that, maybe that's even one that you could catch up to, Ellie, and then Gildan. This all kind of is happening at once. If we need to, we can do initiative, but they're not trying to fight back necessarily. Gildan, are you gonna hold person or?
No. I think they're already holding themselves. I think I'm going to pretend like I'm stupid and I don't see them right there. Gosh darn, they cowered and hid from me. I'll never find these guys.
If you want, you could attempt to catch one of them, Ellie. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. There we go. Let's see. 14 for my post roll.
Wait, what were we rolling for?
So it's just like a grapple check if you're trying to grab them.
Athletics.
So you can use athletics if you want.
Oh,
If that's what
11.
you're trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
You should still be inspired too.
Oh, okay. Is that plus 2 more?
No, it's adds a D. It might be a D10 at this point.
Ooh.
No, it's a D8. It's a D8.
D8. Okay.
I was gonna say, dang.
Not quite D10 yet.
That is a 19.
Yeah. So beats me by 5, and it's like a hoblin, a really tall, lanky goblin, and like I said, seems like half starved and wearing like rags and that kind of thing.
I bet they're really cute.
But he's kind of, but quiet as you sort of grab him, and it's just sort of like, not really saying anything, but trying to like fight you and get you off. Like, don't get away from me, kind of thing, but not speaking.
That's my eye.
Is there? So this is going on. Ellie's got a hold of this hoblin. How about everybody? What are y'all doing?
We'll catch up to Ellie. Scared this guy and telling us stuff.
All right. Myrrh's about to be scary. And then how about everybody? How about everybody else?
I'm gonna check in with the Crowthwaite, and I'm gonna ask him. First off, like, are you there? And then second,
he still seems distracted, but you can like you can eavesdrop on like half of the conversation because you can hear his replies to them as sort of like a distant. And so like as you sort of like focus yourself back on where he's at, you sort of hear like, I don't understand why you're showing me all these things. Like, you don't remember any of this. Like, who built this? It's not, and there's a pause. Like, I don't even remember that day. Like, why would you even bring it up? I can't help you. And the tenor of it seems to be that they keep asking him for something. He doesn't seem like in peril.
Okay.
How long do you listen?
I'll use my action, indefinitely, kind of trying to stay out of the way while they deal with this thing, because it doesn't look like this is a threat. So I'm going to use my action to try to listen in.
So catch back in. He says something like, this thing that you said that I did, it didn't even matter. These people are all dead. Like it didn't matter what I did then. So why don't you even show it to me? You want me to do what? And it's again this sort of the impression that you get from listening in is that they think that he's here to save them.
Okay. All right.
So you've got this guy yelling, and he's trying to be quiet, but if you're clearly much stronger, and he stops, or rather it's kind of hard to tell. They look ragged, haggard, ill-fed, and it just looks sort of pathetic and kind of pleads with you without saying anything to not hurt it. And then Myrrh approaches.
You should feel real safe with Ellie as I approach. I got the thaumaturgy like flame eyes. Myrrh ain't happy. She just walks up. And then, because we're not supposed to talk, she's gonna just put her hands, cross her arms, and just stare this guy down. And then, do I have message? I don't actually know. I don't think I do.
I do. I also don't think I'm connected to the web of telepathy.
Mimnan can let you in. He has a better,
He has a better neural network.
Yeah, he just has it kind of always.
I'd have to talk to him though, wouldn't I?
I mean, you'd have to get his attention somehow, at least. He's just kind of like floating around, looking at things.
Do the M for Memnon.
Yeah, disembodied spirit. Yeah.
I guess that could be Myrrh too, but whatever. It's fine.
But it's if you want to, he can let you in. He's there. So you're trying to get. What's Myrrh's goal here?
Oh, Myrrh wants to find out what this little punk knows. So let him into the circle for just a moment. Merc can ask Memnon mentally. Can you let this one into the circle for a moment? I have some questions to ask you.
Yeah, you feel the mental space expand.
Hello there.
Hi.
What are you doing here?
Getting water.
That's disappointing.
And there's like a pool of fresh, clear water, in the next room, right?
All right. Did you see a group of, shadows pass by here?
He's terrible at lying.
Okay.
I says yes. No.
Now, I don't think you know who I am, and it is a very, very bad idea to lie to me. And she's just gonna get real close to him. Flame eyes. And I wanna intimidate this guy as I kind of just, play with the dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Did you
Gildan's
see
gonna assist. He's gonna
a
flex
group
while
of shadows? Intimidation. Plus, to be 17. Space roll.
They sort of recoil from your menace, and three shadows through the opposite, and just weakly points towards the wall. One of the entrances on the opposite side of the wall. There was something with them.
Good. Thank you very much for your cooperation. She'll sheath her dagger back.
Just let him go.
Myrrh doesn't have any other questions for him.
I look at everybody like, we good?
He was helpful. Confirmed some things.
Wondering if he's interested in religion.
Are you interested in religion?
Seems like, listen, no.
Okay, that's when I look at him as my floating angelic flaming self, and I'm like, well.
Yeah, like, how long do you press the issue, Gildan? Like,
what I do is I pull out a book that I call the Book of Life, which is a record of all this hoblin steeds. And I jot down some fake words. Then I close the book and say, so let it be written, so let it be done.
they just reply with, the demon has my soul.
Oh, jeez. Tangreth?
Now, were you stupid enough to make a deal with him, or did he just take it?
Demons don't make deals.
No, they shake their head no. No mental response.
All right. Goodbye.
If we let you go, do you promise not to tell anybody that you saw us?
I won't say anything.
Are you sure?
Insert check. Oh man, actually you rolled pretty good there. Dirty 20.
They seem like they're telling the truth. Like, whether or not they could, whether they wouldn't fold under pressure is another matter.
Oh, he would definitely fold under pressure, but as long as he's not pressured, he'll be fine. So,
Yeah.
Saw nothing.
Nothing.
I think Myrrh would normally kill him, but she's too distracted right now. He's fortunate.
It's your lucky day, punk.
Mm-hmm.
Myrrh's the worst cop.
It's true.
Okay, now listen, I'm gonna let you go. Don't scream, but here are also some dried insects if you want to eat.
Oh, for real? You give them food?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like starts like
Poisoned. I'm just kidding.
yeah.
Oh, now there's totally police
You
officer.
never.
You want any McDonald's? Can I get you a soda? It's just like
like some nugs.
Eat some honey mustard for them shitty ending.
Yes.
fetch this boy a now almond joy. That's what he looks like he needs.
Yeah, eat some calories.
And boy needs chicken butter.
So this whole thing takes like less than 5 minutes. Just a real quick exchange. And they will like go off into this other room, past the room with the sort of circular pool that this clear water, and then there's a much larger room through there. It's a big cavernous hall. You can see a long sort of pool through the opening there. It disappears into the shadows there.
All right, going towards the doorway he pointed towards.
Okay, so it is on the opposite wall, crossing the room, and it's kind of like on the, which would be like the northeast corner of it, but it heads towards what looks like there's a large, there's sort of a large opening, a smaller room beyond it, and then a smaller opening. It looks like beyond that, it's dark. You can't really see much. You can already tell it's very hot coming from this.
Okay. I'm gonna sneakity forward some more. Do I need to roll new stealth, or my last one's still good?
Let's go ahead and get new stealth if y'all are trying to stealth.
Myrrh is at least. Oh, I'm not as good as my last one.
I'm glowing.
24.
Only. I guess only would get past every monster in the monster manual.
25.
Hey, I liked my 30, okay? I top out at 31.
Is that 25 for Ellie?
Yes, for me.
22 for Nin.
Good grief.
Gosh, I'm so average.
Well, and then Gildan's not stealthing.
Well,
correct.
Well, in some senses, I might. They might be walking and making way more noise than me. With that said, I rolled 2 17s on my dice with disadvantage. +6, that's a 23.
Yeah.
We're pretty like Middling
walking
one.
I mean, I'm bright. I'm bright as anything.
Yeah. So you pass through this sort of like small vestibule where there's more frescoes and the like along the walls, and it's more of these sort of like cracked statues, much smaller than the larger one that was in the main room. Yeah, you see like this short kind of arched tunnel, and it's from this opening that you just get a lot of like hot, humid air. Hot, dry air. It's not humid. Even worse than, say, the desert.
Oh.
Ominous.
Very ominous.
So you guys can go there, or there's other ways that you could explore the complex.
Myrrh will go in there. She can hug the shadows.
Okay. Myrrh goes in first, then.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna. Yeah, Gildan's fine to keep floating ahead and looking for
Okay.
green devil faces.
Okay. Let's see here.
I'm gonna stay to the back.
Okay.
If I said it was hot, then we're getting close.
It's not. So the room ahead of you is this sort of squarish
Comfy.
room. It looks like the floor has since fallen or rotted away because there's a from the entrance to it out of this short little tunnel, the floor drops about 3 feet, and then there's like a grid of columns that sort of stretch out into the room. The dome of it has all of these images of some sort of complex, maybe a temple of some kind. In fact, there isn't a green devil face in one of the pictures. And it seems as though it tells some story of a temple or a tomb of something that is being explored. It looks kind of, I don't know, grim and gruesome, the scenes that you can see.
A little horrific.
A little horrific, yes.
Okay.
What
pleasant paintings they have here.
There are...
artwork.
So you entered in on basically like the west wall. There are similar small little tunnels, arch tunnels that lead both north and south.
Do we hear anything from either tunnel?
You can pause and give me a perception check as you're listening. Anybody else?
Oh, that was
I'll do one. Yeah, why not?
6.
It's the worst that can happen. I got
We
an
all
8.
rolled 6.
Gildan has a 16.
A 16?
I got an 8.
Okay.
23, Jim.
So if you got here, Ninizen hears, you can hear footsteps. It sounds like they perhaps are coming from the north, but there's a lot of weird echoes around here. The rest of you can hear something like footsteps, but the directions from where they're coming from and sort of like where they're coming or going is just too difficult to kind of make out. But it does sound like they're sort of heavy armored footsteps.
In the wake of the action last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, a few minutes ago.
It was really just like less than 30 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're probably not even that long, yeah.
Nenizen saw the two, what was it, two? Like heavily armored skeletal figures, I think.
They're more like a ceremonial cadavers is what you'd sort of describe them as. They looked like mummies who were dressed in,
yes. The good old ceremonial cadavers.
Yeah.
What?
they're dressed in this ornate, impractical armor with these overwrought, useless weapons. Is what they kind of looked like.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say that's probably what they are. Yeah.
Okay.
Probably, it's probably. I don't know what he would call that, but anyway.
Ceremonial cadaver.
Yeah.
Yeah, ceremonial cadaver.
Myrrh
Okay.
will pull out her sitar and get ready to fire an arrow if
Okay.
necessary. Kind of getting like a nice little niche behind a pillar,
Mhm,
watching because it's like a T junction. You said so they're gonna come out one side or the other. So she'll just keep an eye out.
Yeah. You wait a few minutes, and Nosy, you would say the sound is receding from you, still to the north. But after just a moment or two of like expecting something and then like hearing it again, it's receding from you.
Mm.
But they were close.
Mm-hmm. Do we really want to fight these things?
Preferably not, but I didn't know if they were getting closer, so I was ready just in case.
Well, I was thinking we could lay ambush. But...
Oh, I was thinking maybe we could talk to them. Maybe they could change their mind, and then maybe offer them some food, and then they'll be okay. Right?
Sure. Maybe.
She feels very hopeful after Myrrh says, "Sure, maybe."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great. But it
You
sounded like, yeah,
never
it's a
know.
great idea.
You never know, Ellie.
Maybe.
Such a
So
bomb answer.
right,
Yeah.
right. Such confidence. So which direction are y'all thinking of heading?
Well,
We see Bequathic boot prints. Heading up
Yeah,
the way or
well,
the other.
if you'd like to look for some, there's like a lot of just dust and rubble bits.
Investigation or perception?
Investigation if you're like investigation or survival, really.
Okay.
Whichever of the two.
I'll use investigation. That's
I'll
18.
use survival. I got a 5.
What about Myrrh? What Myrrh get?
18.
An 18. Yeah, you can see fresh tracks through here. Then they look like axe streamers.
Okay.
They're his boot shape.
All of those.
Okay, they're heading north. Same order with the sort of Gildan floating out front as the distraction. Everybody else going behind. We'll let those stealth rolls that you had last time ride because nothing's really changed about the situation. Are y'all headed north then or south?
I think that's what Myrrh wants to do.
Myrrh's going north. Okay.
I'm going to check in on Bequathic if the link is still open.
It is. Yeah.
Do I hear him thinking anything?
There's like a long pause as you first sort of check in, but you can tell he's like listening to whatever it is they're saying, and then afterwards he's like, "Well, I'm really, it's a terrible thing that you've been here that long, but I wasn't, I'm sorry I wasn't around when it all happened, but I wasn't here. I don't know anything about the sun going out or anything like that. I wasn't." I don't even remember what happened to me. So,
You know where we found him.
and there's another kind of long pause, and then you hear him reply, "You've got it here. Why didn't you say anything earlier?" How long do you stay? How long do you each drop?
If I can, I will continue to eavesdrop as we move along.
There's some sort of like back and forth as Axtremer kind of seems to like confirm whatever it is that he's hearing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, of course, I figured that's why you'd bring it up. Well, I mean, I've done without it this whole time myself, so it's fine if I don't have it anymore, but... And you can tell just sort of the tenor of his thought is sort of just of a person changing their mind.
Okay.
And then he's quiet for a long time.
Okay. I say we keep going. In the meantime, I'm going to take out my flute.
Okay. Get your flute out. What are you doing with this?
Whip out that flute.
Take out your fan flute. I'm gonna hang back a little bit,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna start playing a tune.
Okay. What like who are you trying to like draw with the tune? Are you truly trying to like who do you hope hears it?
Have I ever heard Berkoithwick hum or sing?
Sure, yeah. I mean, he like he he's all
Under a
kinds of weird
blanket of
songs
blue.
we could just heard before.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's heard a lot of music, at least. But
Yeah, he's also heard a lot of
the
these.
time.
Yeah, he has like some favorites of Myrrh's that he really likes. You know,
Okay.
things like that.
The bangers, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to attempt to play something, or we are going to attempt to play something. How are we going to put it? That maybe he would understand.
Okay. All right. Trying to get his attention then.
Kind of, yes, and trying to see if maybe he'll, because if he could hear it, he might think it. Like what's that? You know.
Okay.
I'm echolocating.
To see where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay.
Putting out a sound to see if they recognize it, and then.
All right. Okay. Give me just a second to sort of think about it. I think I see what you mean. It'll take him a minute probably to hear it. But especially if you guys are like the rest of everybody's moving sort of north, then yeah. Okay. All right. I see what you're getting. So Nizzens kind of hangs back and starts playing his flute, the sort of tune that.
I'm trying to think of what it would be like. Given his accent, I keep going Irish. Fields of Athenry or something.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's a sweeping, ballad of some kind. It's about a girl. Probably.
Yeah, they all are.
There's heartbreak. Someone's not coming home.
Yeah. The one I'm thinking of is about that. Yeah.
Yeah. For the rest of the group, you're sneaking northwards, and after going through another one of these short arch tunnels, you come into a rather large room. The air here is humid, as there is a large sort of squarish pool with steam rising from it and a sort of inviting look to it. It seems clear and fresh, despite all of the grime and dirt and debris around it. As you enter to the right, there's a series of like small rooms of some kind. They're partially in disrepair. The frescoes and images along the walls here appear to be some sort of peace conference or like some sort of diplomatic hearing of some kind. Primarily what you would know to be sort of like elves, but they're fair-skinned. Short, stocky, bearded creatures, which may represent the only time y'all have seen images of dwarves. So
disgusting.
That's that is what you see, and
Like,
then
it's like a fat hairy goblin.
yeah, exactly.
Ew. With a lot more facial hair. How does it have that much hair?
Gildan
So
starts feeling feelings he's never felt before.
there's just a lot of like grasping of the forearms, between elves and dwarves, and everywhere this sort of.
I've heard of these pale elves before, but
Sure.
we get the occasional albino drow, but it's
Yeah, no one's seen a high elf or a wood elf in a long time. Yeah, same with dwarves. And then you could continue northward. It looks like the opening opens up onto like something that's maybe open air of some kind, and all of you can hear now that it's from this northward entrance that you hear receding footsteps, kind of like armored, slow shuffle, receding away from you. So for Ninnison, it takes a bit, but you sort of get that kind of that sort of thought that you were looking for, that Axtreamer is thinking and, paying attention to sort of your direction, your sort of mental direction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm going to interrupt my playing to tell him that he should follow the music.
I don't know that that's possible. I don't think they'd let me just leave.
Who is they?
There's 3 of them right now. They claim to know me.
Gosh, if it's freaking Aragorn, Legolas, and
Gimli. Boromir?
April.
You didn't really get shot by arrows. It was a material lied.
They're not. I don't think they'll let me leave. They've got guards with them. But are you here?
Mm-hmm.
They're taking extra Isengard.
I'm playing. The music is coming from me. Us. The music is coming from us.
Well, I don't think they know you're here yet. But well, whenever you're ready. They've got some idea that I should rescue him. That I'm their lost hero or something.
Maybe you are. And maybe we should, but...
Listen, I don't know that I want any of this. I don't remember. I don't even know what this place is. I don't want any of it. And I don't... And you can tell that he's like being pulled. That they're trying to get his attention from the other direction.
Don't let me distract you. Talk.
And he goes back, listening to them, whatever it is, should be able to do.
Okay, I'll try to catch up with the group and put my flute away.
Okay, so for those of you in sort of like the warm bathroom, how long did y'all stay there? Were y'all gonna keep going northward, or what was y'all's plan?
What's your bathroom? What you doing in the bathroom?
Keep following the Bacroitic tracks.
All right. Yeah, they're heading northward in pretty much the general direction that the sound's coming from.
Okay.
I'll inform the others that we're looking at. We're most likely looking at facing the 3 shadow creatures, whatever they are, and the guards, which I believe would make 5 at least. Also, he says that they're reasoning with him. They think they know him.
I suppose that's not too terribly far-fetched.
Mm-hmm.
But you would think friends don't abduct old friends. Typically. Or,
I think we've abducted 1 or 2 of our fellow party members over the course of this campaign. Gildan's wondering, Gildan's like,
why she said typically.
Gildan's like, why don't you float me in and we'll see how they treat me. And if there's any problems, shoot, I can cast a 6th level spirit guardians that'll kill just about anything over enough time.
Okay. So that's the plan, to sort of like just see how they react to you.
Yeah, like
Myrrh
a floating
in the
flaming gold.
shadows. You can find some.
I imagine like Myrrh's got like an invisible thread tether on Gildan. It's actually black thread because invisible thread reflects light.
Yep.
So yeah, I just all right, and I'm gonna do like some dolphin swim, like just inchworm my way through the air.
All right. So you're heading north. Just give me a second. And there's this like sitting nook of some kind, like a bench or something, that you enter into and sort of turn 90 degrees to the west, and you're looking out into this courtyard that has sort of a columned porch that runs around it. And it looks like maybe at one point either was tiled, the courtyard itself was either tiled or maybe like gravel or sand or something. It's got openings that head back into the bathhouse in numerous places, as well as an arch that looks like it leads back out into the city, that heads northward. And there's sort of like rubble around it. You can tell there's like sculpture and bas relief sort of in the stonework there. The images here describe a battle between some armored figure on a winged unicorn, as well as multiple demonic-looking dragons that are doing battle. And at the end of it, the figure is victorious over the hordes of demon dragons astride the battle unicorn.
This guy on the battle unicorn doesn't look like Necroithic, does it?
You guys really, I mean, have y'all given any of these a good look?
Even if there's like carnage, Myrrh would have definitely paid attention.
There's some of them that were that were significant. Like that first room, there's some like legit.
Yeah, she definitely done that.
Yeah.
Her style. She had a great appreciation for the Medusa's art style. Myrrh appreciates art. She's a
sure. There are some gruesome scenes in the first room, sort of like glorified violence kind of things of these these figures. And yeah, there's definitely a resemblance. The beard, the hair. Each time you see him, the axe gets more and more elaborate until kind of towards the end, it looks more. You can't tell if it looks like is it a mace? Is it an axe? Is it a Christmas ornament? Like high-level Warcraft gear looks like.
Yeah. It's a Warcraft weapon.
Pieces of it just float around it, kind of thing.
He's kind of like, oh no.
Yeah,
just like walk through.
You should like, you can tell, this is meant to be Bukroithwig.
Hey, Myrrh, is that who I think it is?
I hope not.
There's probably a very good reason how he survived this long. Which probably not.
He was in the Medusa's closet, frozen into stone. So, in very interesting gear. So I hear. So this
it wasn't so interesting. It's kind of mundane.
So vanilla.
So vanilla.
Probably purchased off some Facebook ad.
that would probably explain why he's best survived so long. But how he got frozen by a Medusa if he's riding a flying unicorn fighting winged demons is beyond me. Maybe he just couldn't help but look.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, maybe something else happened between that point and
you know what? We're going to keep looking for more murals. Maybe he goes missing or something, and then we know what happened.
So there's a here we go. Let's see. You guys are in this court. You're like into this courtyard, seeing some of the first of these murals. There's this archway that heads north. You can go in different parts of the back into the different parts of the bathhouse. However, as Gildan would have entered into it, you would have seen sort of the last of figures heading into entrances that were directly across from you, across the courtyard. And if you're that's sort of what it looks like they were going. And these are the same sort of ornamental cadavers, or that you've seen many times now. Headdresses, all lacquered and mummified.
I want to ask him if there's any corpses nearby. Are they willing to talk to me? I got Helm of Comprehend Languages.
So you like catch up to him?
Yeah.
They don't seem to be moving. You can easily catch up with them.
Flying speed over.
Let's see here real quick. What is, are you trying to be quiet?
Well, think of it this way. I'm floating. So it's not like I'm walking around in the armor.
Right.
I'm not trying to be too
disadvantage from it, at least.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's one of those things where I'm just not trying to be too particularly loud, but I don't know. I think I want to make some ghoul friends.
Yeah.
I mean, like if it wasn't relying on sight, I figured you'd be like completely silent. Because you don't have to move if you're just floating.
But if you are floating, you're still going to move. There's going to be some parasympathetic movement, and I will make some sense. Now, Gildan's pretty quiet, though. Well, when he's not opening his mouth, part of his face. But
passive stealth.
His passive stealth is 16.
Passive stealth is 16. That's enough kind of like, you can get up on them without them really being able to tell. So it does look like 5 of them. And there's sort of 3 of them that are in the kind of ornamental headdresses. They've got their kind of mummified, they're sort of like this. They appear to just be floating alongside him, these 3. And then there are 2 behind them that are actually walking. And these are the ones that have armor and the sort of like weapons sort of slung over their shoulder. And they don't really see or hear you coming until you kind of are like right there.
No, hold on.
Unless you don't want them.
They're escorting Bekroithoik?
Yeah, they're not like, they don't have him like bound up or anything. They don't have him restrained or anything. He's just like standing there with his...
Can you know. Yeah, I'm almost wondering if... guys, if we're allowed a metagame question, how noisy do we want to be? Like... Well, no, here's why. Because if Bekroithoik's not bound, Gildan can pull some bullshit in this situation. Which...
Myrrh's just shocked Gildan's kept his mouth shut for this long. Honestly.
Well, I mean,
it's been like 20 minutes.
I was like playing in like a sad Irish tune on my flute a minute ago, so I don't really care how quiet.
Yeah, here's what I'm
Myrrh
thinking.
just wants to stay reclusive so she can pop out if necessary. But as a group, she doesn't expect the silence to remain for much longer.
Well, they don't seem like they're hurting him, right? Like they're just...
They're just walking with him. They're like showing him the wall.
They stole them from
paying
us.
attention to these murals too now. I'm like...
Yeah, they're showing him the walls and everything like that. It
telepathically, I'm going to tell... Okay, sorry. Finish.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, telepathically, I'm going to tell Bekroithoik to stand still.
Okay. He nods, just as if he, in response to it, and says, all right.
Has he stopped? Thell me when he stopped.
I
put a blade barrier around him. Whoop! And now he is separated from them.
All right. They're in sort of like a large room. It looks like the room that the squatters had run into. And it's aquatic themed. The murals here are all like big undersea leviathans and all kinds of aquatic creatures that you don't really recognize. And it looks like several of them that the action was talking to them or like on the shore explaining things to them. It's a very
interesting.
As a blade bearer, I need a blade bearer, and as the blade bearer goes up, I need Myrrh to make me a perception check, and I need to know where Ellie and Ninnison are.
Ooh, that's not bad.
18. And the thing is, anyone that's like close by him, like within that, like within 5 to 10 feet around him, they're going to end up taking 37 points of slashing damage at the start of their turn, or for the first time on a turn. So that means, they get a chance to make a dexterity saving throw, though. Spell save, DC 15.
Okay, all right. And then where were Ninnison and Ellie? Go ahead.
And we're all still in that psychic...
Yep.
Right? As soon as Gildan does that, Ellie will be like, wait, shouldn't we try to be friends with them first?
We can be friends with them after we talk to their dead bodies.
Wait, no, that's mean.
No, we can just bring their souls. We can put their souls back into them.
They're already dead, technically, I'm pretty sure.
Metagame, you can't speak with dead on undead, so...
Okay, I'm gonna just go behind. Was there a statue?
I can raise them back. I can create a dead.
I'll just go behind the statue and just maybe patiently wait for me
Yes,
to talk.
that is fine. Maybe we can reason with them, but we just need to make sure Bekroitek is safe.
Yeah.
He didn't come willingly.
Right.
Gildan tells
No, he
Ellie
did
she
not.
was raised soft.
Ellie's hiding nearby behind a statue. How about Denizen?
Denizen was behind Ellie, but I think he would actually kind of like not run forward, but like walk forward, plain sight. Trying to get within distance, like convo distance.
Okay. So are you trying to hide, or you're
Not trying to hide.
okay? So you're sort of like approaching within sight, not trying to hide. Ellie's sort of hiding. And as all this goes down, Myrrh sees an image of her mother near the arch and recognizes her. Blade barrier goes up. One of them passed. One of them failed. So that was 36 damage, you said?
37.
37.
Oh, sure.
All right.
And it should probably hit all of them, but we'll see.
Let's see. Yeah, what was the
We're gonna
radius
use the barrier.
that you set it for?
I set the radius to be just around Bekroithoik, and then it sticks out 5 feet.
Okay.
And then it goes up 20 feet high.
They are so like two of them were sort of like showing them this image of presumably him like doing something with some sort of leviathan, and they're the ones that got hit in that. The armored ones were hanging further back,
Okay.
and are actually sort of like would be the first that you would have to encounter as you're coming up behind them. But one of them, so 36 or 37, and then after that. And the one that got hit with the full force of it, like floats back rather swiftly and sort of like shredded. You can see that like it's pieces of its bones and funerary cloth and all the like shredded off. And I need us to go ahead and initiative. Anybody taking fast actions right now?
So here's a question about that.
Yeah.
Never mind. I think Gildan's fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a slow because I want to talk to them.
Okay.
Ellie does.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take slow as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Myrrh will too. Myrrh very rarely takes fast actions.
Yeah.
Life of a spellcaster.
Did we heal from last time we fought stuff?
There wasn't really.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you kind of like raced from there to the other. Yeah. So I think Ellie's down actually like 2 strength. Yeah. From that.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. There's that, and
I
then
forgot she's sick of
everybody else was hurt.
It's chill. Nothing changed.
So no one's got it. No one's doing fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we want to talk to these
Let's
guys.
see. So let's see. One of them is all right. They are going to attempt. You can kind of hear a shriek, that same sort of kind of like soul shriek that you'd heard earlier in the market. As it seems as though one of them was like hit for the full force, not down, but definitely hurt. The other one was injured, and they turn to you, and they're like, it's sort of like this moment. What do you guys say to them? What is the, because they see Gildan first, and Denizen. What's y'all's pitch? Because
You
they're
took our friend without asking. He did not come willingly. Do you mean him harm? Can we talk?
We be friends?
yeah. Anything from Gildan?
Gildan is still sort of playing up this like goblin angel of fire routine he's put on, and he's just kind of motioning for them to kneel before him. We'll see how this goes.
Okay.
I am the angel of the apocalypse.
And how about Denizen?
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, honestly, at this point, Denizen is waiting.
Okay. So you're not even taking a turn. You're just seeing like what happens.
No, he's gonna hold up one hand.
Okay.
It's just like I'm not hurting you.
Okay.
Like, we're like stalemate. You stole our friend. We didn't like that, but
yeah, no, his other hand is on his sword. I mean, so fair play.
Yeah. Okay. So give me a persuasion check for Myrrh.
Okie dokie.
And then that'll really kind of determines what I'm going to do more than anything, because you guys can take slow turns.
Persuasion check. Oh, I didn't roll great, but I have a plus 13.
Mm-hmm.
So 24.
All right.
So they
bad roll. All right.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like they're like going to retaliate.
Okay.
But they are definitely the two like armored figures like brandish their weapons, and the three that were sort of escorting Axe Dreamer move into positions where they're not going to get like murked by a single AoE spell. Like, so they spread out basically.
How far are they spread now, Jim? Is it a 60-foot diameter? Because
the room itself is 50 by 200 feet.
It's not going to save them.
It's like a giant, there's like two almost like like giant pools here that dominate this room. Yeah.
Question: the picture of my mom that I caught, does it look like she's portrayed in the positive or negative light?
She looks downright angelic.
Okay, I'm also gonna add in there. And why is my mother on that wall?
There's text under it. You'd have to go over and read it and everything. It's quite.
I'm gonna wait till the stalemate is achieved.
Okay.
Maybe. Just pointing it out to maybe get brownie points. Also, why is my mom over there?
Yeah.
That's Myrrh's. That's the turn. Anybody else taking theirs?
I'd like to take mine. So this is going to be hilarious. So Gildan's essentially going to airlift Bakroithic out. So I'm going to just sort of diagonally fly up to the top of the blade barrier because it only goes up 20 feet. And then I'm going to lower myself in, and then I'm going to hold down my little goblin hands. And I've proven I can out-wrestle this guy, so it's just kind of like, come, Bakroithic. I don't want to get out of the blade barrier. I'm going to fly to sort of a random point. I'm not going to come out of it all the way, but it's like, I can airlift him out of there.
Gently lifting him up as a
in my arms. It's like Lois Lane and Super Goblin.
And Jim, as far as actions go, I am delaying to take the dodge action. That's what I'll do. So like if something goes down and they get a first hit, I'll.
Okay, I got you. All right. Okay. And then how what's Ellie's
friend?
Slow turn then.
Yeah.
She's basically just gonna ask him or tell them, it wasn't cool that you stole our friend, but can we have him back? He's really nice and we miss him, and maybe we could talk about it over some dried crickets.
Yeah.
So as they spread out,
we have no problem speaking. We have problems with you taking friends with us.
There's a reply comes back to you mentally, and it's and it's sort of, he is the Axe Streamer, our salvation.
Yeah, he is the Axe Dreamer. It's our friend.
Myrrh is trying so hard not to mentally project a facepalm right now. She's like,
They haven't fought back or made any aggressive moves.
Can I get closer to Axe Dreamer and the squad? That squad. Okay, listen. Yeah, he might be cool. We saw the paintings and stuff, but can we just have him back? We could try to help you. I mean, that's what we're doing already.
Okay. Have Ellie make me a persuasion check.
Sure. Persuasion. 10.
There's a pause as they. We do not trust your kind.
My kind? What do you mean, my kind? Like my face kind or their faces kind?
What is Ellie like rocking right now? What's your gear like?
She always has her face showing.
So I guess I'm curious. Like, are you just walk around with like your human self out?
Yeah, basically. And she has like a little
But she's not naked.
Yeah, I'm not naked. You know, my hair's longer now. It's been a couple months. So maybe like this length-ish, because she had really short hair before.
Mm-hmm.
And she just has her regular leather armor and a little piece of cloth that Myrrh gave her so she could like cover her face in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very cute pink one.
Nice little pink veil.
Like you get the impression that it's less of like the fact that you're a human and more that you're from around here kind of thing.
Around these parts.
As they have but they don't see like the situation hasn't deteriorated as they sort of like seem to be like paused in thought or maybe later like talking amongst themselves. Just kind of like there's a part of the intricacies of mind to mind.
Myrrh shift around to read that inscription beneath her mom. She's real curious. She doesn't see it often in the wasteland, so she's like, Mom looks a lot nicer than normal in this picture. Why is that?
It's a language you couldn't begin to read. You need some way to decipher it. But you recognize your mother's name.
Okay.
Yeah. Currently, in a bit of a standoff, the blade barrier's still up. Actually was on the inside with Gildan.
Yeah.
He's like, Gildan, I think that they want me to slay the demon.
Do you want to slay the demon? Tell me what you want.
You can see he look on his face is conflicted.
Don't think about it. So and I want you to tell me how you really feel. You're not going to slay the demon now. How'd that feel when I said that? Did you really want to slay the demon? Were you disappointed?
Of course I was disappointed. It's a demon.
Let's go slay the demon then. You and I together.
All right.
No one will see us go. And then I'm going to kind of like slip us up. We're going to float up together to the top of the blade barrier, and we're going to slowly go over it, and we're going to start sneaking to go find a demon to slay.
I mean, like
Gildan, I can see you. You're glowing.
No, you can't. Your eyes are on your mother's painting.
I can't read it.
You're in the courtyard, and they are in the other room. You're kind of like you could maybe see each other a bit. There are a lot of openings, but
they see him sneaking out the top. It's like the smash zoom. What?
So yeah, but if he's like Gildan, a real the demon, Tengrid, the prince here, all of them. They've got my axe. These people do. They say they do.
I would. Well.
Oh, they have your weapon? Oh no, never mind. I can't hear it.
You know what?
Sorry, I perked up.
No, I'm.
Yeah, if they have his super cool Warcraft axe here, that'd be baller.
Let's see if we can come to a truce. I'm going to finally speak from the top of the blade barrier. Hear ye, denizens of the city of ghouls. It is I, and like I'm like holding Axe Streamer unceremoniously by his ankles.
Like Simba.
Yes, I bring to you your salvation, the Axe Streamer. We shall take him to his axe, and we shall slay Tengrith, the gnarly demon.
I love how we have all the visuals, but all of the words are mentally. So if anyone was just filming this,
it's just
silent. It's the best silent movie ever.
There's just a clattering of magical blades as they rotate back and forth across each other.
Yeah. Gildan, Angel of the Apocalypse.
Oh.
Okay, so if you make your offer, they turn their focus towards the group of you then.
Yeah.
You would assist us.
We'll do more than that. We will be the source of your salvation. Our champion, the Axe Streamer, shall slay Tengrith, as he was born to do, and then he shall love his goddess.
Promise, Gildan.
I don't know. Prob is this is what you want. You want to slay the demon or die trying.
I mean,
I do. I'll help you. And he's like, he forgets what he's doing and what's going on. Like actually speaks out loud for a minute.
Good.
I'll help you. Well, yes. And I'll do it. It's, I don't know what happened here, but I know that I'm here now. And so I've got friends and they seem to want to help. So we'll do what we can. And I think this demon's in for a real surprise. And you can see he's like I don't know. He seems uncomfortable, but also determined.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I got a question. Can I insight these ghoulish mother effers? Because they could just be tricking Axe Streamer. And...
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I how?
Well, one, I've dealt with all sorts of spirits, spooks,
sure.
etc. And
These are weird creatures. Like
I'm a weird creature.
Certainly.
Here, we'll settle it for you. I rolled a nat 1, so Gildan's like, look, they're on the up and up.
Yeah.
It's one of these things, because here's the deal. There might be hints, tells of demonic trickery that we've encountered throughout our entire lives.
Yeah.
Who knows? It might be that the odor changes when servants of demons lies. With that said, nat 1. These guys are on the up and up. We've
Gildan trust. They are a different form of undead, like different than any you've ever seen. But yeah, whatever it is you think about them is whatever it is you think about them. Axe Streamer seems to think that they're on the up and up as well. Like, and Axe Streamer's a pretty good judge of character. And while he's not he doesn't have expertise, he's good. He's got insight.
If we're going to fight the demon, we should do it in the daytime when it is weakest.
Certainly.
Gotta get
Also,
that X.
I'm very curious by these wall things. Can you read this, Bekroithek? You speak the old.
Oh, yes.
Can
Oh,
read
sure.
it.
Yeah. And yeah, you can read all this. It basically is just like a comic book on the walls. Tells the story of.
I gotta know this story, man. I'm a bard.
So, I could. There's a lot more of them. Off of this room with the two pools in it, there's one. There's a pool that's like frigid with like ice floating in it. One of the pools is endless. In that it's like you can dive as far as you can go, and it would just be there. And then I don't think if this other room y'all went in yet, but like we can get to the frescoes and murals in a minute. Is there anything else in this moment though, as you've got these three sort of mummified aristocrats and their guards here that we want resolved?
How do you know, Bekroithek?
He was our champion, our hero. And
Did
they
you
all
know him personally?
I saw him ride into the city on a golden chariot when I was a boy.
Right. Okay. Well, she just takes a little sip from a flask or something.
They don't seem to know him personally. They seem to have known of him.
Yeah. So they're the worst kinds.
Yeah, according to the inscriptions that are on the walls around here, was fairly well known. This was built in his honor to sort of like celebrate his life. Just
she don't even know what to think. She's like, do we see his death on here? I'm just really curious as to if they've ever figured out what happened.
His package is all over this place. He is naked in many of many of the statues. He's nude. It's a bathhouse, right?
I'm just telling you those.
Anna's face. I'm sorry, Anna's face just is what killed me there.
The value of those Bekroithek babies have gone way up now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a giant statue. I mean, like the statue in that first room is like 20. Would have been 20 feet.
The one I'm hiding behind.
How does
that was not heroic. That was more of the armor and everything. But there's
I was gonna say, how do
the dressing rooms there are the heroically nude. It's not erotic. It's like
no, I get that, but how do they compare to the Baloo statues? Like, if we were to size them up to each other.
Well, I mean, what's the artistic culture behind it? Are we going for like realism or more impression? Like, how are we? These people are like, this is like they're like Romans, right? Like
Pure,
going,
unbridled. Well, the Greeks were better
Oh.
than the Romans at sculpture
Well,
by far. So
they are. These are surprisingly lifelike, and Croythwick seems to hate all of them because he's giving all of them the stink eye. Like the closest one, he just like keeps looking at it. Like you can tell he wants to just break it. He's got that look. Which one is I'm not. I feel like this is something the dice gods should decide.
On a scale of 1 to 10?
Yes.
Croythwick is a 2. I got a 2.
Oh, what? Okay, let me see. I'm gonna roll a d10. Well, I got a 9.
Boom. I don't know what that means. I guess.
Don't know either.
I will like maybe it is that the Axe Dreamers is a more impressive, heroically nude statue than Baloo's. But it's also faded. It's old news.
Old news.
Yeah.
Old news.
Yeah, it's.
Myrrh finds it incredibly ironic that there's so many nude statues of him, and that we found him as a statue. Well, not we, but she had him procured as a statue, almost practically nude at the Medusa's place.
Yeah,
the irony.
The irony is not lost on him, and he seems to be quite upset by it.
Oh.
But otherwise, like, is there anything you wanted to ask of the mummy aristocrats or anything like that? They otherwise are sort of I'm still thinking of something still percolating. I'm curious what y'all think, or if you guys need to explore the different rooms for a minute as they confer amongst themselves.
I'm sorry, I just saw the comment in chat as they double as towel racks.
Nice.
I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm wondering if. I want to know if these spooky spooks are. I wonder how if they'd make good Gildanites. They might not be willing, but I have just delivered them the axe streamer, wreathed in flame, floating.
I mean, it wasn't delivery; it was more like takeout. So
yeah,
that's fair.
What do you say to them?
I'm gonna ask them where their loyalties lay.
Good question.
Yeah. They respond with like a legit stunned silence for a minute from them. Ourselves. We have suffered long and done much to preserve ourselves through these times of torment. How long would you like sit and talk to him with it?
I'm gonna talk with them for a little while. I'm gonna ask them if they're interested in having others loyal to them, perhaps being exalted back to their former stations.
They seem to be of the impression that they can go back. And the more time you spend sort of talking about them in this manner, like, maybe another insight check for this, as they're willing to talk to you for a while.
I got an 18 plus 3 is 21.
They seem they seem deranged, and sort of like almost driven mad. And that they expect that as soon as this thing, they expect to be fully restored the minute this Tangrith is destroyed.
Yes, and all right. I think I might leave that there. I don't know. I'm just thinking we got an army for Medusas. We might get some armies for some mad mummy lords.
How about we not?
Yeah.
How many monster armies is Gildan going to spawn?
He's going to recreate the Battle of the Five Armies.
Well, this is This is what I'm thinking in my head. At some point, I'm going to find the monolith. I'm going to reverse time. I'm going to make the world green again. And then these people are going to be in different positions than they were. They may not be so mad when I roll back time. And they will remember Gildan. And Gildan may be elevated to a different station. But
the first room and what they're doing to goblins in that first room suggests otherwise. Like there's some like genocidal shit going on in that first room.
I'm only a goblin when I appear to be a goblin. I'm not always a goblin.
That's true. That is very true. There, you know, as all this, like Gildan's talking to them, it's clear that they have a warped and twisted perspective that they are undead, but the nature of their undeath is tied to this spell that Tangrith has woven. And since you talk for a while, like before he sort of does wander off at some point.
Oh yeah, Myrrh wanders with him. She makes him read out all of the inscriptions. She's like, tell me the whole story.
He's like, this one, apparently I saved a village here. He's in like the front room. He's like, there's some village. It's like, what do they call it? It's just a P. Again, I never understood. I don't remember any of this, Myrrh. It's all fuzzy. But this one right here says that these were the goblins and orcs who gave me the name Axe Dreamer. I think I remember that part, but it's different. I thought they were bigger. And there's a one of him like sitting on a throne of goblin heads, like just this most glorified kind of look at all these monsters we've killed sort of image, and he seems like disgusted by it as he sort of stands in front of it. I don't know who this person was, Myrrh. I don't it's been a weird waking up since like
it's been a very long time.
Yes. Do you think we could break some of this? He seems like really mad. Particularly these stone the statues around here.
Oh, just don't break all of them. We need something to compare to, just in case, I don't know, sometime in the future we stumble upon something. You'd be like, hey, look, that's you. I know I would be incredibly amused if I saw something from forever ago that looked like
okay.
These are someone else's art and form of worship. We absolutely cannot allow him to destroy it. His power
Not all
will
of it.
weaken. Any of it. His power will weaken, trust me.
You can't get rid of the picture of my mother. She's very vain. Lyra is, it's good. Captures her good side.
Oh.
Who's the artist? Did somebody ask already? Are they credited?
No.
Well, I don't know. They're not on any of the labels. He's like passing through a room with like him in some sort of dungeon, and then like they're taking the blocks out of the dungeon and building things with it in like the countryside. There's a dam that gets built. At one point, the room that leads south from the sauna depicts his chastity tale, in which a trio of planar goddesses attempt to seduce him. He resists and is rewarded with his unicorn.
Well, good for him.
Man, that's my favorite story from church.
I love it.
And remember, if a trio of goddesses tempt thee.
We can't smash this one until you smash something.
Does Gildan try to stop him if he's about to like start? He takes like the butt end.
Gildan's gonna warn him, and this is one of those things. There's a proficient religious cleric. There are vile curses, and gods wreak vengeance and havoc upon those that destroy the works of art that act as a form of worship. Art has a form of worship in its temple.
Even dead gods.
The dead gods are the scariest gods.
I'm gonna hand him Shatter Spike as Gildan is saying this.
Liz, I'm gonna warn you guys. And I speak from experience. I designed and built temples for a living. Temple comes from the Latin templum. It means a plan drawn on earth to get direction from the heavens. You don't want to mess with this place. It doesn't matter. We take a Gnostic
Listen.
worldview.
Ellie kind of gets in the middle while they're handing weapons and whatever, and then she puts both of her hands on X-Dreamer's hands while he's like ready.
Yeah.
She's like, listen. And then she like pulls him down. You all need to calm down. This is beautiful work. Somebody worked really hard on this, okay? You shouldn't be so disrespectful to artists and treat them that way. What if you worked really hard on something and then somebody just smashed it to pieces? Wouldn't you be really sad? And then I look at him with puppy dog eyes.
Isn't art more precious the more precious it is?
He sort of returns Ellie's gaze and he's angry, right? Like, this is a lot for a guy, but he's also has some restraint, and like, thank you. You're right. This is the only thing left of a world I once was part of. So I thank you, Ellie.
You're welcome. Listen, bring it in. Come here.
He's like,
just like gives him.
You can't smash this one ever.
You're talking about Ellie? Sorry.
Oh wait, what kind of smash are we talking about?
right.
Both.
Wow.
No smash.
My wholesomeness, no.
Let's see what.
No.
He does brave the Tomb of Horrors. That is what the Green Devil face is.
Oh.
Broker's peace between the elves and dwarves.
Wait, he went to the Tomb of Horrors?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Jesus, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. He's like, just whichever. Petrification will do a hell on your XP pool.
So I was right to look for Green Devil faces.
Oh yeah, no. It's
and then and then he's like goes through the rooms and sort of like just telling Myrrh about them and sort of has this moment, and then I guess we end up at Vylera's image, and he's basically like, I feel embarrassed to read it, but this is she enters in through the gates of dawn, and she sends people pleasant dreams, you understand, and
I know.
eases the burdens of their lives, and she was a messenger, and this is apparently and he's sort of like gesturing to this like empty block of wasted urban landscape, was a temple to my old she looks a lot like I remember. Is looking at Vylera, and like nothing you remember. It doesn't look like anything. Her horns are like dainty and sort of like cutesy, and she's like feathered wings, and clearly some sort of like if you're familiar with like the Gaily Eladrin from like Planescape, more like in that vein than like an angel, sort of kind of animalistic but not sinister.
Yeah, she's good at illusions. She can do that.
Yeah.
Myrrh's like, I've seen that. I know exactly what she does with the dreams. I can do it too. People pay extra for that. Occasionally, do that for free. It's good for business.
Is there anything else y'all are interested in doing here?
Is there anyone depicting how he goes missing or dies?
There's not. Apparently, the last ones that you see, sort of like where the chronology ends, is this unicorn demon battle.
Okay.
And
does the demon look like Tengrith?
It's like the savage bestial dragon thing.
Oh, okay. That's right.
It ends with this triumph into the city, which is the sort of like the last mural that it has. And he's like in this, tricked out epic sort of armor kind of thing. That's really the last of it. The only other thing about it that depicts sort of anyone dying or anything is sometimes he's depicted with companions, and then sometimes he's not. And they're never shown what happens to them. It's just like in one panel there's 5, and then the next there's 4. And then by the end, it's just always him. Every room, it's just always him.
Foreshadowing.
The NPC.
Are they all wearing red shirts?
Come, they go.
Right. But yeah, is there anything else. It looks like there's nothing like beneath it or anything.
Do you think your old gear is here? This fancy axe and armor?
No, probably not here. They said they have it safe and hidden.
The
I don't
prince?
know what that means. No, these. Well, it points to the the silently floating.
I think we should definitely look into that.
Yeah, well, if they know where it is, where is it? Can't we just go get it?
They say that it's going to take time. Whenever that's what it will take some time to.
Well, you can't go fighting demons without your old demon fighting armor. And she'll gesture to the picture. You have to look snazzy.
Is it gonna, and she looks at these dead people, is it gonna take time because it's far, or because you're trying to be all ominous and like, ooh, you have to figure out what I'm trying to say?
They it takes time because the demon can perceive our actions unless we move deliberately and slowly.
Can you write it down?
They sort of like move closer to Ellie, not like menacingly, but sort of like drawing, and
She gets closer too.
It's between the three of them that the three of the sort of the ones in the ornamental headdresses, their shadows begin to deepen, and you see another one of those similar spheres that you saw, sort of just like negation. It's just like utter pitch. No, it's not even black. It's just an absence of something, and it forms there in the one of those rooms with the pools. And they invite you all to step inside. This will lead you to our sanctuary.
Okay. And then Ellie just walks in.
Fine. Ellie walked in. We have to. I can't. He would kill me. And Myrrh will follow.
Okay.
But she's dragging McCraythick with her. Like, if where Ellie's going, you're going to.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
Yeah.
About Gildan. Nizen?
Mm-hmm.
About Gildan?
Well, I gotta make sure that we get this axe streamer like fighting ready for whenever he's gonna slay this demon. So I'm gonna kind of like hover over his shoulder, like kind of like a Jiminy Cricket conscience type character. I'm your conscience, and always let your conscience be your guide.
No, never.
So you guys pass through some extra dimensional space. It appears as though there's nothing around you, but you're walking on something solid, featureless. There's no light, but you can see. It's a very not disorienting, but otherworldly sort of experience, and it lasts less than a minute. They are, or rather their shades, their spirits are walking ahead of you. And you can sort of like see the connection between their bodies and their shades. And as they exit, there's another one of these spheres of negation that you emerge from in a lightless, some sort of subterranean room. You can sort of feel the weight of the earth and rock above you. Although if Gildan emerges, there would be light. You can see
I'm
it.
there. I'm illuminated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna see if Memnon's connection was still up. I was gonna reach out to him.
It's still up.
Okay, so we're probably on the same plane of existence. Probably.
Yeah. Just the you seem to be in some sort of tunnel of some kind. It's wide, maybe about 10 feet or more, and there's all kinds of grime and old mildew and the like on the walls. But it looks like it would lead into a tunnel that's fairly cramped. You'd have to proceed single file.
Okay. Not that I would actually know about extraplanar stuff. Well, actually, no, I would know about extraplanar stuff.
Sure.
All the hopping.
Yeah.
He's done as a clone.
Although this is I think Myrrh could probably have an Arcana check, and perhaps even Gildan. I'm not sure what Gildan you know much about. What all you know about like spell casting and spells in general.
No, I am.
Arcana 25.
You're pretty sure that was not any kind of normal teleport.
Ooh.
You didn't, normal teleports use other extra-dimensional spaces as a conduit. That's not like anything you've ever read about or experienced before.
Weird.
Maybe
That's how they were.
Everything about the way they cast spells is weird. They just seem to do it. There's no theatrics or anything. And it's almost like they're able to shape let's see if I can. They're almost like they're able to shape the negative space around a spell to generate the same effect, but in an opposite way.
Interesting.
Nice.
Interesting.
It's like painting with erasers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah, it's the artistic technique. Yeah, there's a technique where you do that.
So that's where you guys are at right now. I, as a dungeon master, unless there's anything like interpersonal that we would like to do between the characters or like a flashback or something, would like to pause here as this deserves a bit more than than what I have prepared for it. Maybe call a little early unless there's something, say like a flashback we want to go to or an interpersonal thing we want to cut and take care of.
I think if Merc can mentally transmit to just Bekroithic while we're kind of walking through this weird space, she'll just kind of like put a hand on his shoulder back and be like, just remember, whoever that is back there, it's not necessarily you, and you don't have to live up to their expectations. Just be yourself, who you want to be.
He sort of like puts his hand on Myrrh's, and thank you, Myrrh. That means a lot to me. I kind of like this place now, and if I can make it better, then I want to do that, because I just it's home now. And so he sort of like takes comfort in it and seems to be encouraged.
Did he say that out loud?
I think it would be a mental mind to mind.
Yeah. Gildan just wants to be the counterweight, like, for the dramatics, and just be like, don't be who you want to be who you were born to be. And just kind of like floating above his shoulder is the flaming goblin angel.
Myrrh's like, ignore him, no one's born to anything. Just do
I
what you
can't.
want.
No, he was though. He stayed chased to get a unicorn.
He did. A flying unicorn.
He wanted a flying unicorn. He was that kid that was like, what do you want for Christmas, little Bekroithic? I want a unicorn. Well, this is how you work hard and get it. And he did. Damn it, he did it.
He did. He won. Got it.
Every time we remember the past, it's a lie. And it's a lie from the last line we remember.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so he seems encouraged. The exchange is, you see him like, pat each other. But yeah, he's a different, seems like a different person. Anyone else?
Just know that we're here for you, okay? You're about to go a little crazy there, and not as crazy as I get. But you have to appreciate art and stuff.
I didn't, they're just stone, just sitting there, like, they look just, it's like, starts
He's got some
having
PTSD.
flashbacks from when he was petrified.
It probably sucks to be petrified.
It's art. Right, because you're not dead, right? You can't just be resurrected.
No.
And it's not like you can be found, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. Unless you like locate, because you can't locate creature because you're not a creature. You're an object at that
Right,
point.
you're gonna be an object, but even
Yep.
then,
Yep.
There's a couple different ways that a petrified person can be found and communicate, but most of them are around having the dead background and talking to ghosts.
right, I can see that. Yeah, if you're just a living person who's petrified,
It
then
stinks.
I would imagine that it's terrifying. It's probably what but I'm gonna get way off track here. There's a lot of like horrific things in Dungeons and Dragons that I like.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, McCoy's like just wigged out by the statues of himself.
Mhm.
And
He's like, is that what it looked like?
yes.
I wasn't naked. I wasn't naked.
It's okay. Even if you were naked, I'm sure somebody out there appreciates it being naked.
Gildan nods vigorously.
Citizen
That should make some
will
face.
pipe up.
Mhm.
So, McCoy's like, Gildan, what's it like to have a penis?
Oh, he's like, well, that's a pretty.
Flashback to Gildan casting Thorn Whip at the end of season 1. He's like, well,
Yes.
it's adventurous.
You did do that. You did do that.
Yeah, Gildan's just like, he just
That happened.
sees that in his head and he's just kind of like, it ain't no thing.
Yeah.
But I
He's
didn't
like,
think I was missing.
Yeah, he doesn't. McCoy like doesn't seem to be like bothered by the nude part. He seems more bothered by it's a stone
It's
effigy.
a stone effigy of him. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally.
You know, I saw its
At least
eyes
he's
move.
Not shy.
Ooh, yeah. And we can start like using stone shape to like warp it and make it look a little different. But that would anger the gods.
He might actually, if there's ever maybe like it might not be a minute of downtime yet, but he
I'm
might.
his conscience now.
But I don't think that she's gone. Like I haven't heard anything at all since I've been back. So
Well, you know what? We can always go talk to my mother. I'm sure she was. No, she was one of her handmaidens after all.
oh yeah, I know, I remember.
He's like, I remember that part. That part I remember. One of the few things.
But that, yeah, I don't know that he's ever really mentioned that before. Where he's like, yeah, no, there's nobody there, Gildan. I don't think that anyone is answering any prayers or anything. But either way, I don't want it to face anything. It's already, ruined.
Gildan has unblinking eyes.
He needs to get that fixed.
What's
No, he
your
doesn't.
problem?
I was being cheeky.
Yeah.
I've got to get this guy ready to fight a demon, and here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe if he smashes a few statues, he'll be in a better mood, like mentally, to smash the demon. But I'm worried he'll suffer some like voodoo god curse.
I mean, you've never seen him like go off, right? He's pretty even tempered. That as far as seen him before, so like it's a little uncharacteristic, but who knows?
I'm gonna
Like-
calm his emotions.
I can do that too.
Alright.
Well, let's get him really relaxed. Let's see how like
Way
sleepy.
too relaxed.
Let's get him
choking
very,
it.
very soft.
You put some chill up on. And just like
Leave the
sit
boy
back.
alone.
Yeah. Stressed out, man. Stressed out.
Stressed out.
Make a small little trinket and you can smash it.
I give him a hallucinogenic toad. Does he lick it?
Delicious.
It's great.
Gosh, this group on drugs would be insane.
Oh, my
Oh God.
One day.
My wholesome Ellie.
Yeah. All right. I think now is as good a time. So you've walked through this sort of tunnel through using other magic and into this sort of subterranean sanctuary. The mummy aristocrats file in behind you and close the Nega portal. And I guess we'll pick up next time play with whatever's happening next. Who knows? I have no idea. Anyway, it'll be great. Thank you for joining us, and really appreciate you hanging out in chat and laughing along as we play some weird ass TV.
Weird.
Let's see. Go around our group of players one last time, see what they're up to, where we can find them online. And Josh, want to kick us off?
Yeah, I am Josh, but I'm also Beard for Charity. Beard for Charity. And I'm on, Instagram and some other places like Twitter. Mostly Twitter. Although these days, man, I just post weird stuff every now and then. The point is, there I am. Come find me. I'm just as weird there, and I also occasionally post art. So, could do it.
He's great at it.
Thank you.
Excellent. And Anna.
Hello, I'm Anna. Had a great time here as always. I am loving that we're getting into Axe Dreamer's kind of backstory a little bit, and I sense spookiness, and I'm ready. And that's it. Oh, and I'm Anna, I guess. I think I said that. I have stuff online. That's it. Find me, I guess. I don't know. Oh, buy TK's book.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Buy TK's book. There we go. Lindy, how's it going?
Spiffy. I'm like Anna and just loving getting into like McCarthy's backstory. Like he went through the Tomb of Horrors. He got a unicorn.
For a hot second, I was like, every one of these rooms is a different 5th edition adventure he's been on.
I love it.
Band Delver and out of the abyss.
I love it. That's fantastic. That just brings me so much joy. But yeah, this used to be the Sword Coast till the world got fucked up. Like it just tickles me on a deep level that I adore. And just learning about our NPC we've had for months now. So love it. Can't wait to find out more. In the meantime, you can find me at Laugh Love Lindy on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, where I play in /DM about a dozen or so tabletop RPGs a week. Tomorrow afternoon on my channel from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern is our last episode of our mini Mouse Guard campaign, so you should come check it out. It's gonna be fun. And Saturday morning is our once a month Teenagers from Outer Space game. It's going to be the Breakfast Club. I mean Detention, and it is from 10 a.m. to noon. It's got Travis and Emma from 1 p.m. on it, and we're actually going to be doing a giveaway of Teenagers from Outer Space. So definitely come check it out. It's a really fun system, fun book. You Saturday morning cartoons. Who doesn't want to watch it?
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. And Grant.
Hey everybody, my name's Grant Ellis, and I'm an independent content creator for tabletop role-playing games. I've got a bunch of books being published this year. A couple that you can buy right now is Reach of Titan by Third Act Publishing. You can buy the TPK Bestiary by 2C Gaming, and the TPK Handbook Volume 2, also by 2C Gaming. I'm also working on a variety of other projects throughout the rest of the year. I'm a producer here on WebDM's Twitch channel, so make sure you check out all of our shows. And also, I think Marcy Vellin's in the chat. Marcy is releasing an Artificer class on the DM's Guild soon, and Marcy's Artificer is the best Artificer, and it's ice cold, so make sure you check that out.
Yes, very good, very good. Artificer would fit
Follow
perfectly.
Follow her Twitter, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I would love an Artificer in this game.
Oh, yeah. Well, everybody, we really appreciate it, and I guess we'll otherwise see you next week. Have a great weekend, and see you Sunday for Lost Girls.
Mm-hmm.
Doo-doo-doo.